Concept clouds. Here is a short story about a biplane pilot named Bobby who discovered that the sky of the mind is filled with passing concepts, but heaven remains untouched above them all. Bobby flew an old red biplane with silver wings and a bright white tail. It was the kind of plane that could dance through open air and, with the right equipment, trail great curling words across the sky. He loved that part most. On festival days, children below would point upward as Bobby wrote cheerful messages in the clouds. Smile, look up, love is here. But one morning, just after sunrise, Bobby took off from the little grass airfield and found the whole sky crowded with strange clouds he had never seen before. These were not ordinary clouds, they had words inside them. One cloud said, past. Another said, future. Another said, what will they think? Then a whole cluster drifted by. Not enough too late, you should have what if. Bobby tightened his grip on the controls. Well, he muttered, that is new. His radio crackled. At first he thought it was the air tower, but the voice was calm and clear. Good morning, Bobby. Who is this? Call me your co-pilot. I never fly with a co-pilot. That, said the voice gently, has been part of the problem. Bobby looked out at the sky again. More clouds floated into view. Some shaped themselves into faces from memory. Some became old arguments. Some became scenes he feared might happen tomorrow. One especially large cloud formed the words, you must figure everything out. Bobby felt the plane dip. I do not like these clouds, he said. You keep mistaking them for weather, said the co-pilot. They are concepts. Concepts, images, interpretations, thought forms, temporary shapes in the sky of mind. Bobby watched as a long grey cloud stretched itself into the image of a pointing finger. Then, like the old skywriters he used to admire, it spelled out, prove yourself. He shook his head. Who is making these? The image maker in the mind, said the voice. It loves to write stories across the sky and call them truth. Just then the biplane entered a thick bank of clouds labelled mine, yours, success, failure, better, worse. Bobby could barely see. His heart pounded. I'm losing the horizon. You are only losing the concepts, the co-pilot replied. The sky remains. That is easy for you to say. Yes, said the voice, because I am not looking at the clouds. I am looking at the light beyond them. Bobby took a breath. What do I do? First, stop arguing with every cloud. So Bobby did. A cloud floated past that read, they don't appreciate you. He did not chase it. Another said, you may fail. He did not chase that one either. Then came a cloud he had followed for years. You are what others think of you. Bobby stared at it a long time. That one has guided me for a while, he admitted. Has it taken you to peace? Asked the co-pilot. Bobby looked honestly. No. Then let it pass. So Bobby loosened his grip, relaxed his shoulders, and watched the cloud drift behind him. Little by little, the sky began to open. Blue appeared. Sunlight spilled across the wings. For the first time that morning, Bobby noticed that no cloud, no matter how loud its message, had ever touched the sky itself. Then the voice said, now let your first thought be of God. Bobby smiled. A warmth moved through him, steady and simple, and let your first action be love. Below he saw a field where children had gathered near the town fair, waiting for the morning skywriting show. He had almost forgotten. What shall I write? Bobby asked. The voice answered, write what is true. Bobby flipped the switch, and a ribbon of white smoke streamed from the biplane. He flew upward through the clean blue opening above the last of the concept clouds and began to trace great shining words across the sky. Not prove, not compare, not worry. This time he wrote, heaven is now. The children below cheered. Then he circled once more and wrote, let love lead. And finally, in the biggest letters of all, only the sky is real. From above, Bobby could still see the lower clouds drifting here and there, past, future, fear, judgment, memory, self-image. They still changed shapes and told their noisy stories. But now he knew what they were. Not truth, not guidance, just concept clouds. He laughed out loud, tipped the wings of the little red biplane and flew on in the sunlight, committed not to chasing clouds, but to living in heaven. May we sing, rest and dance our way home together.